reacting to Hermes lawsuit over in California. What are my thoughts as, as a Birkin or as an Hermes lover in general? Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. My channel is called Sheila Sparkles, and I love to talk about luxury, fashion, and lifestyle. And you know what, guys? I could not stop. Just a heads up, I am not a lawyer, okay? So these are just my own personal viewpoints, but I can't shut my mouth. I need to be heard. Basically, as an Hermes lover, I think that I have a bit of like some, I use this channel to like talk about luxury, but I think I should give my 2 cents regarding this topic because it's very hot right now. And I just thought, well, from someone who sincerely loves the Hermes brand and not just the Birkin. But although after having the Birkin for a few months, I have come to realize that I love the top handle style of bags. Like any top handle bags, give it to me. But yeah, kidding aside, yeah, just a disclaimer, these are just my own thoughts and this is just for entertainment purpose. So please stick around if you like me, and if you like, please also do like and subscribe if you like my content. So let's begin. So I've got my handy dandy laptop here, and I'm just going to quickly scan through this. I'm also going to link it down below in the description box. This is from The Guardian. So the gist is, two of the customers, Hermes customers, I believe, I don't know if they're already customers right now, but yeah, these two people apparently were quite, I don't want to say bitter, but kind of like that. Like they've spent, I'm guessing, a lot of money, but they were not deemed worthy. Okay, they were not deemed worthy to buy the Birkin or to buy a bag, and they just felt the need to like sue Hermes. So two customers say, hey, I haven't gotten a bag, and they say that, they're tying it now to like they're a bit, obviously they're really, really upset, and at the point maybe they're really angry with Hermes and also the SA that they've dealt with in the state of California. So it is, they have what they called as class action, which basically, to my understanding, is like if there's two or more consumers or people who feel, or they felt that they need to say something or to somehow, they like, it is like the consumer law in California, I'm guessing, like that the two plaintiffs believe that they have the right to sue Hermes on the basis that they were not offered bags just because they haven't bought any of the other products, or they call it ancillary products, such as the belts, the scarves, the shoes. So that's what they said. And then, yeah, so they were over claims that they would only sell the bags to people who are worthy. So by meaning worthy, like, large spenders, I'm guessing. Now, I don't know how the American, like, I don't live in America, I live in Melbourne, Australia, so I don't know what are the rules of, like, how do you actually, I think they have a wish list instead of a wait list. Whereas in UK, from my understanding from all the videos I've watched, because I love watching this type of videos, is that they have a wait list to get a bag, and you don't necessarily have to spend, and they don't tie it to the spending, history of that person, as far as I know. And then also, if you go to like Paris, you can just, go on the lottery system, and if you are lucky, if the SA likes you, and then there's enough stock, then they will offer you a quota bag, basically a Birkin, a Kelly, or like something that you would fancy. They violated the antitrust law by somehow linking, so link sales are not allowed at Hermes. It is a hush hush. They do say over here in Australia, because that's what I know, this is where I live, is that you need to play they call it the Hermes game. Okay, so what do? Basically, you buy other items to be able to offer for them to be able to consider you or to offer you a bag, because the SAs, they don't have any commission on the the B's, the Birkin, the Kelly, or the Constance. But over in Australia, Constance is that a quota bag. So yeah, so if you want the big guns, the Birkin or Kelly, you have to prove to them that you are a loyal customer. Now, one side, if, because I love Hermes, and I don't just love the bags. I'm truthfully saying this, guys, and I love my SA. So of course, this is my side as an Hermes lover, a lover of the brand, but I will try to be as objective as possible, because experience wise, it has not been that great for me to start off. So there's two like boutiques here in Melbourne, Australia, and I went to the other boutique, which is really lovely, but unfortunately I was paired with an SA. He was just quite pushy, and I'm not quite sure, but I know how to read people, and I've got a good judgment with the types of individual. They're, like I have a better judgment around who I like talk to, who I deal with. I am, I don't deal with BS really well. So I don't, like I cannot deal with like this type of people. Like I'd rather just walk away. And I think the plaintiffs, what happened to them over in California is just they just spend, and not thinking that they were gonna get a bag. So that's probably why they're like really upset and angry and filed a lawsuit against Hermes. But for me, as a brand lover, I would say I love all the items. And yeah, going back to my story, that the first SA that I actually bought some items, not a lot, I didn't spend way too much with him, but he was offering me a lot of like ready to wear items and like belts and whatnot, scarves, but I wasn't interested in any items that he was presenting. And at that moment, I felt there was a bit of discrepancy, and he was telling me, this dress, although the dress was absolutely stunning, a 10 out of 10, made out of beautiful, like, material, silk, I believe, I wasn't ready, I wasn't prepared to shell out that type of money. And plus, I only buy what I love. Okay, so that's one of the tip. Buy what you love, and if you don't love it, then don't get it, because you will have the buyer's remorse. You will go home and think, oh my gosh, I've spent all that money on a piece of junk. Like, I don't really like that stuff. So buy what you love, and that's my motto in life, because these things are not cheap at all. And even if I buy something cheap, I always tend to always choose what's best for me. I always try to do a lot of research. I always consider think, because money doesn't grow on trees, okay? For me, I am a working class person, and I am not going to be spending money on things that I do not 100% love. That's it. So these people in California, I don't know what's going to happen with them I think the success would be quite minimal, I would believe. But at least, I guess at the end of like, to be positive about this is that hopefully the laws will now be, the SAs would be more, I don't know, not be cunning, like some people are, because obviously we are all different, and there are really a lot of dishonest people, not just in the luxury market, just in general, like the population. Not everyone is real, guys. And I know that as I've seen a lot of content creator put out stuff that are not real, and that's just mind blowing for me. How can someone lie to you? But yeah, I feel like you really have to, I don't know, if I was an SA, I would be truthful to my customers and say, hey, I'm so sorry that the bag, I would be quite straightforward. And that's another thing. If you shop in like Asian countries, they would actually tell you, you spend this much and I will give you this type of bag. They will actually show you the bag. But if you are a lover of the brand like me, then it's very easy, because there's a lot of beautiful, like the ready to wear, like the jewelry. I absolutely love Hermes jewelry. I love the ready to wear. I absolutely love times 10 their shoes. So there's no problem for me to buy these things. And even if I wasn't offered a bag, I wouldn't think like, oh my gosh, I've spent this, and that, and not offered a bag, So the best way, if you only love the bags, and I've spoken to one person who only loves the bags, and she will just buy it off the resale. I know it's so much more money, but if you really want a guarantee and you don't like the waiting game and you don't like anything from Hermes except the bags, then I would say the best route would be the reseller. But for me, honestly, I love everything I've gotten. So I don't really have any problem with buying this, other products. And it's just an icing on top of the cake that if I get offered a Birkin, a Kelly, or something else that I love, which I will discuss later on. But yeah, non-quota bag, guys. Hint, hint. But yeah, it's just, I do hear a lot of stories that they have to spend like $50,000 and then they still haven't gotten a bag. But for me, I have such great experience with my SA that I cannot, how do you say that? I can't really relate to these people. But I guess if you only love the bags, then it might be a different story, like if you only love the Birkins and the Kelly, then you might really, you'll be so sour, and I feel like there'll be a lot of resentment because for me, I am an emotional buyer, guys. I tie these items to the people that sell them. Like, for example, to to any SAs that I dealt with, I will tie that item. Like, if I have the best experience, then I will look at the bag and think of how beautiful this bag is. And I'm just not in it. I'm in it for the experience most of the time, like before the bag. So I'm quite an emotional person, and I tie this into like a nice relationship with my SAs, whether it be Dior, Chanel, or Louis Vuitton, or Hermes, or other brands. So yeah, I guess it's just, I don't know what these people were thinking. Felt like, but I don't know. Like the Australia is very different. The system in Australia is more of like a wish list as well, which is similar to the US. But I guess it's different countries, different types of people that you're dealing with. And for me, it has been a perfect 10 out of 10. I don't even call it an Hermes game now. I just call it simply as a beautiful relationship. And also, one thing, if people, I'm not defending Hermes, but if you come to think about it, it is somehow like a hidden cue or an unspoken word. For example, if you go, because I have a friend who loves watches like Rolex. So he is a collector of watch, like, this luxury watch, or it must be like a Tudor, those different watches. So he actually bought like 4 different watches, which were not cheap. So his spending is like 2:1 to get the watch that he desires before he got offered, if they're deemed worthy of the watch. So, and also another thing, the Chanel also operates the same way. Like, for example, if you want the coveted bags, like like this mini rectangular, for example, if you want a mini rectangular in a black, the black gold hardware, you probably will have to be a VIP, a very important person, a very VIP times 10 client to get the bag that you desire. Or the Chanel, the Chanel stake of the Kelly, they call it the Chanel Kelly, but I think it's the Chanel shopping bag or shopping tote bag. It's highly like that. Demand is so high that some of the SAs were saying that if you have to be even the ready to wear customers, like people who buy really like high ticketed items, such as like the tweed jackets, which are worth like 15,000 Australian dollars, have difficulty getting that bag. So as you can see, like, even if the bag is like it's not like a classic flap, and even like the small classic flaps, apparently like the black ones, the really classic ones, caviar leather, I think that they absolutely love. I don't really like I don't understand classic flaps. It's not a thing for me. I love the mini rectangulars, but I don't like the classic flaps. Anyway, they are reserved for those VICs or VIP clients. So yeah, there is a bit of a hush hush in luxury world, but you do understand it is a business at the end of the day. Like, if you spend more and you shall receive kind of thing. It's the same with like the Rolex. This is just, this is the reality of things. If you want to be offered a Rolex, Datejust, or whatever watch, that's popular right now, I can't relate, but like if you want to get like the small classic flap in caviar in black leather, that would be a lot of people highly coveted. They love it. So the people who spend more on ready to wear and other, loyal clients of Chanel will have access to this. And they will also have like access to, like, if they have like an event on, then they will get treated. It's just a bit of, I know it sounds like an injustice, but it is what it is, guys. It is a business at the end of the day. And those who are loyal will get, all this like VIP treatments. So yeah, that's just my 2 cents about the topic. I'm so sorry if I've offended anyone, or you have a really bad, like if you have a really bad experience with Hermes, and I really feel for you because, as a person who's just recently moved here from New Zealand to Australia, I was really trying hard to like find an SA that I was able to connect with. And it is the harsh reality of things, but, and I cannot comment about those people who's like spend so much money in the US, because I know you guys really want a bag as well. So I really hope the best for those people, and hopefully, the SAs in US or everywhere, anywhere in the world, will actually be like, will have more training, I guess, and will not lead people or be deceptive. Because I just don't understand this type of people, guys. The world is cruel, but there's still beauty in this madness, and the beauty is in the bags. Yeah. So this is just for entertainment purpose. And if you want to comment down below, just try to be as much as respectful, because I would love my community to be all about positivity. And of course, we cannot agree on every single thing, but let's just be respectful of each other. And yeah, I wish you all the best, and I hope everyone is having a beautiful day wherever you're in the world. And I will see you on my next video. Bye, guys.